All right, we are live. Good evening and hello. Tonight we are having our Orlando Youth Chamber Ensembles Award Ceremony, and thanking all those and awarding a lot of these people tonight for a great year, especially of all the things that we went through with the pandemic and the things that happened happening through this year and last year put a pause on our season. But we were able to still do events, things that we've had, things that are noticeable. We had Jazz Day, we've had Horn Day, we've had Trumpet Day, we had a lot of these days where we had these events where we had a lot of community members come out and musicians from the Orlando Philharmonic, from Rollins College, from Valencia, from UCF, a lot of great directors and a lot of great people help put us ahead and keep us afloat throughout the pandemic. And we truly appreciate everything they were able to do for us. And of course, the number one of all of this is the students and the staff members and faculty that really helped us put all these things together to really provide for our community and to be able to get as much as we possibly can out there. All right, and the event list that we have, of course, that we ran this year was the All-State Prep Clinic, something that we did during the summer. Really helped out with a lot of the students who were preparing for All-State of 2021. And it was a great prep clinic. We brought in a lot of people for that. David Pollock is another clinic that we had over the summer with Katie Mess, Wayne Bergeron. We've had our Horn Day, our Clarinet and Sax Day, our Jazz Day, our Trumpet Day, and Sierra's Hill Health and Wellness webinars with Heather M., Austin P., and Mark Zaps. A lot of these events were fantastic and great, and we appreciate all those people that were part of those things that we had going on today. For this award show, we're going to have a lot of presenting awards for all the people that were a part of this event, including all of our student members. We'll have our Directors Award, our Interns of the Year, Administration of the Year, and of course, our Ensemble Directors Award along with that. We'll also be presenting some of these people, and they'll be coming in on our live to discuss about the great things that OYCE provide for them and a lot of the things that they are excited about going into next year's season. So we are so happy and so excited to have this award ceremony for all of you who have been a part of OYCE since the beginning and where it'll be taking us into the future. So let us begin.
Oh, how's it going? I want to say thank you to Antonio for giving a wonderful introduction on this past season and some of the things that we were able to do. I'm so excited to be able to talk about some of the accomplishments we have, but really feature and highlight some of the accomplishments that our students had this year. At the forefront of OYCE is our members, our staff, our interns, and most importantly, our community. So we're so excited to be able to actually have some of them here with us tonight to be able to talk about their experiences and really highlight some of the amazing feats they were able to accomplish in such a year, many challenges. But with that, Antonio, take it away.
We'll start tonight with our awards with the Interns of the Year. Go ahead and put the banner back up. All right. So our Interns of the Year, these are people who work closely with us, people that we've gathered around from all over Central Florida and have helped us throughout tremendously with our events, including Horn Day, Jazz Day, Trumpet Day, and a lot of the Zoom and the virtual things that we've had going on this year. So our first award goes to Mr. Jesus Lopez.
Miss Madison Zarnecki. So a little bit about Madison. Madison, well, I want to congratulate her for not just being our Intern of the Year, but actually just graduating with her Bachelor's in Music from Rollins College. Madison, this was her first year as an OYCE intern, and let me tell you, she knocked it out of the park. She was there literally every day asking about how she can help, things that she can do, going above and beyond, exceeding her roles, and just being just such a valuable asset to OYCE. I remember one day in particular, we were at Rollins College, and she came up to, she's like, just don't worry about it here. Do something else. I'm gonna handle this. That's was so impressive is I literally just handed off to her these couple of tasks, and I had zero worries that they weren't gonna get done. And that's some of the qualities that we look in interns. It's not so much getting stuff done, but it's taking that initiative. And Madison really exemplified what it took to be a leader within our organization and within this community. So congratulations, Madison.
Congratulations again, Madison. Our second award goes to Alex Taylor, clarinet.
And instead of just speaking on behalf of Alex Taylor, we actually have Alex Taylor here ready to talk about his experience as an intern. So, Alex, how are you doing? Don't you love the beauty of live streaming?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
There you are, Alex. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hello? There we go. So,
Can you hear me?
Alex, I had the absolute pleasure of having Alex on as my intern, seeing as I'm a clarinet choir. And I got the opportunity to not just watch him as an intern, but have him be a member of OYCE, having him be an alumni of the organization and the program. Alex, as his time as a member, held down the fort over in the bass and contrabass section of the clarinet choir, and then he attended every single event that we had. So can you tell us some of your experiences at some of our events this year?
Yeah. So throughout the events this year, I've honestly loved every single bit of it. Being able to go in and work with the different students and help them out, and not just the clarinet students. Being able to go in and help out the jazz students, the trumpet students, all of them. Just it's been great being able to help everyone out.
Let me tell you, Alex, I remember I was just like, oh, he's gonna be our intern of the year when it was Jazz Day, and it was what was it like? Was it Jazz Day or no, when we were at the storage unit, and it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. We were putting away music stands, and it's just like, oh my goodness, we're not done. And Alex is like, oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Like lugging like 8 stands in each arm. Like, I just want to get this done. Like, let's do this. Alex, whenever we needed anything, like he was just like, oh, I'm there. Oh, you need to go out to a school to go run a sectional? Absolutely. Hey, you need to go move 60 stands for an event like 2 hours before everyone else had to show up? I'm there. Oh, and I'm gonna just bring along my brother and make him help too. Well, Alex, what are some of the things you learned during your internship?
So it's definitely been a learning curve going in. It was a weird year with COVID and all that, but it was good because we got to meet a lot of people, and I got to learn how to help run these events, how to work behind the scenes for a lot of this stuff. And that's stuff I haven't done in the past in high school and before. So it's been really good being able to go and work on the different events, going and helping out with the different calls we did and all that.
Well, Alex, I have a question. Do you have any words for any future interns and any students that are graduating and considering being an intern for OYCE?
Yeah, I will say if you are going to look at becoming an intern, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Be willing to do as much as possible. It is everything that OYCE offers is such a fantastic program. In being able to do all this stuff, it allows us really room to grow, not only as a whole group, but as person, as people.
Thanks so much, Alex. I
Yeah.
want to say congratulations again for being our intern of the year, and keep up the amazing work. You're such a valuable asset to the team. I'm so excited to see all the amazing growth that you'll continue to do within
Thank you.
OYCE and your future endeavors.
Thank you, and congratulations to Alex Taylor. And our third and final intern of the year is going to
Michael Joaquim. So let me tell you, I don't know what it is with our saxophone staff and interns, but they always just kill it. Last year with Steve Amon winning Director of the Year, and this year with Michael Joaquim being one of our interns of the year. He's just an absolute asset to the organization. But why not have Michael talk about Michael instead of me talk
Hello.
about Michael?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Michael, how's it going?
What's up? But yeah, no, OIC was great this year. It was kind of just like a logical step from high school band. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got to do an actual year of it as opposed to a interrupted year with COVID. But
Right. And
it
yeah,
was great.
and Michael, what's was really cool, like similarly to Alex, is you're also an alumni of the organization and the program. I remember having you jump on with you and Garrett carpooling from like 40 minutes away to our rehearsals every week, and being such a valuable asset in the tenor section, and just hanging out with Steve at the rehearsal going, hey Steve, how can we get more people here? Like, Steve, hey, let's do this song. Like, I've always wanted to do this. Hey, Steve, like, when's the next concert? And then transitioning to an intern, and then being that way with Steve still. Like, hey, Steve, how we get more kids like in the sax part? Hey, Steve, can I go out to the school and like talk to the kids about OYCE in this group? Hey, Jesus, so when are we doing the sax day, and what do we need for that? And I feel like, and Michael being one of the few people that logged 10,000 steps at Jazz Day, and not just running around Jazz Day, but also playing with Jazz too. We're like, oh, we're down a tenor. Absolutely, I'm jumping in.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
But
I
so
guess. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say one question I had for you is, what's something you learned like in your time as an intern?
Well, I suppose that I'm so used to being a student. I'm so used to, like, I guess, having to just work with other kids as peers, that actually being able to communicate with adults on even ground, that was like a learning experience. That's something I never had to do before, especially with like me not really being, in physical college, kind of doing it online. This was something I looked forward to, and I looked forward to it, and I could see myself grow every time I did it. That was kind of cool.
Absolutely. So, just like Alex, and this is a perspective I've always wanted to hear from you, but is what's some advice you have for some students that are considering being an intern for OYCE, and what's some advice you have for our next wave of interns?
I would say that be mindful of other communities. I'm from Indiana, and there is no OYCE in Indiana. There's nothing like it, right? A lot of other places don't have opportunities like this, where it's kind of crowdsourced, and there's just a bunch of really cool pros who are willing to teach kids for not a lot of money, and you can kind of build your own community. So I guess don't take it for granted, and every chance you get, like, jump on that, because it's way more valuable than you might think. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what I absolutely respect about you, Michael, is that you've embodied a lot of the advice that you give, man. Again, just like Alex and Madison, you went above and beyond, and we're so excited to not just have you as an intern next season, but as one of our head interns with some of the great and wonderful work that you do.
Thank you.
But so thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We actually want to take a couple of words and we want to talk to some of our members. So we're going to add one of our great members.
Hello.
Hi, Waleska. How's it going?
Hi. I'm good.
Always a riot, always a hoot. So Waleska this year is one of our members of the year. I'm so glad she was able to take some time to come and talk to us and talk to you all about some of her experiences as a member. So let me tell you, Waleska, she's a pain in my butt, but like in the best way possible. Waleska is one of those students that always stays till the very end of the rehearsal. Once everybody leaves, and she's like, okay, now I'll call my mom. Because she just always wanted to hang out. Clarinet day, at all of our rehearsals, showing up for community service events, always asking, oh, when's the next thing that we have coming up? Saying, oh, hey, does anyone need a ride? Oh, I'll bring them. Oh, hey, Kim and Paola and Andrea, here. Remember, we have to go to this. Always, but in addition to always getting other students involved, it's always nice to see a student with such a bright and welcoming and positive attitude at all of our rehearsals and our events. So, Waleska, congratulations for being one of our members of the year. But tell us about some of your experiences as a member at OYCE.
Thank you. I feel appreciated. um, OYCE has been a really great experience. Being able to have done it since freshman year, and having the pandemic, it was great to be able to get back into what we were so used to doing, but trying to do better, since we were all just sitting down and not doing anything for half of the pandemic. And it made me realize how we had to take that step, to be better. And there were a lot of people who wanted to be better, and that is really motivating, not only in the group but also in school. It really helps to be open to challenge yourself more and to want to become a better musician and to understand other musicians and to appreciate more of what these teachers and directors do for us. Yeah.
Waleska, so one question I have for you is, what's one of your favorite memories being a member of OYCE?
There's a lot. But every single time we get together, like clarinets, it's always something interesting. Um, it's funny because you think that other kids would be different, but then you realize, like, oh, we're all the same. We all share the same mind. And being able to understand each other, it's like I look up to a lot of kids from other schools, and it's amazing to see how they're willing to help you and laugh with you and understand if you're struggling. And it's really amazing. You make really great friends, and you get to laugh a lot at Jesus all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
All the memes. It's awful. It's terrible, but I guess I'll put up with
The
it.
memes.
But thank you so much, Waleska. I'm so excited to
Of
have
course.
you for our upcoming season. It's been such a treat and a pleasure to watch you grow into your own, now being a leader in your own situation, and all the great things you're going to continue to accomplish.
Thank you.
Bye, Waleska.
Bye.
All right, and with that, we're going to be moving on to our OYCE Members of the Year.
So what's really exciting about our members of the year is I didn't select most of these students. This is students that just stood out to our staff, that our staff, like at the end of events, at the end of our virtual clinics that did all-state prep clinics, community service events, just continue to go up and above and beyond. That essentially we're ambassadors of our organization. That's help spread the word of some of the things that we do, so that we can continue to be able to provide these opportunities to our students and of our communities. So these students are as listed, and we have a couple of them here for you that we get to list them from. But the first one is Angel Vargas. So Angel Vargas participated in saxophone choir, in clarinet choir, in jazz 1, in jazz 2, and showed up at other events to volunteer. Angel just graduated from Cypress Creek High School, and we're super excited for him. He was always bringing friends. He was a clarinet section leader there. He's actually now going to major in music, playing clarinet and saxophone, but an outstanding member of OYCE, and we're going to be so sad to see him go, but we're so excited to see some of the great accomplishments that he's going to continue to accomplish.
Congratulations, Agnes.
We have Micah. Micah, oh my goodness. So I remember Micah as a middle school student, being one of the few middle school students in the saxophone choir. This kid shows up like he's blowing everybody away, just blasting through his 12 major scales. I'm like, who is this kid? He's just going up to Mr. Amon going, hey, so I need to take lessons, and what else can I do? Like, OYCE is great, but I just want to get better. He's a rising sophomore now at Lake Nona High School. Was in all county, was in our all-state prep clinic, was at our saxophone day, participated in our good friend Dan Ferry's saxophone, Central Florida saxophone ensemble. If I'm not mistaken, does the camps at UCF and Stetson. So focused, so diligent, such a great student. So congratulations, Micah. We appreciate you, and we're so excited to see you next season. Now, Brett Taylor, we actually have here with us now. If his last name looks familiar, it is because you did see it earlier today. He's actually the brother of our clarinet choir intern, Alex Taylor. Alex and Brett are fantastic additions to our organizations. Brett, I remember working with him all summer long on his all-county jazz, and now him asking about bassoon, and him being in all-county this past year at Sax Day. Fortunately, we could have him at Jazz Day, but I know that he wanted to be there with the rest of his friends and other colleagues. What did you say?
Peers.
Right, peers. Much better word. And just the amounts of growth that he's done. Lake Nona saxophones out here representing. But Brett, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So, tell us what it means for you to be one of our OYCE members of the year this season.
Honestly, I wasn't really expecting to be one of the members of the year. It means a lot to me because this is a program that that does mean quite a bit to me. That kind of helped me expand more on what I can do when I play and help me become a better musician. So I just want to say thank you for having me be one of the members of the year.
No, absolutely. That decision was a quite easy decision to make. Brett, like Waleska, is one of those students is just like the first to show up and the last to leave, always asking questions. Oh, how can I get better? Oh, what do you need? Oh, you need me in the clarinet choir? Absolutely. Yo, you need me to play bari sax or tenor sax or double, quintuple, contra, bass sax? Like, find me one and I will definitely play. And just watching him from being a younger member to, again, just being one of our like powerhouse members, just like, oh, Brett's part of OYCE. Is like, oh, you're absolutely right, Brett's part of OYCE. And just so pleased to have you and again help aid in your growth as a player. But what would you say to students that are kind of on the fence on like, oh, should I sign up for OYCE? Is OYCE worth it?
What I would say is you should go to at least one of the rehearsals and just see how it and see the entire environment before you make that decision of I don't want to do it, or yes, I definitely do want to do it. because I think that you should get a feel for the waters to make sure it's right for you.
Absolutely. But congratulations again, Brett. And again, we're so excited to work with you next season, and we're so excited to see what the saxophone choir is going to accomplish with you as one of our rising star members.
Thank you, Brett, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have.
So George, George, George was actually one of the founding members at OYCE. I remember he was a freshman in our jazz band when we just had one jazz band, coming up to me wide-eyed and just full of potential, coming up to me, can I play bass trombone? No, George, you can't play bass trombone. Can I play lead trombone? No, George, you can't play lead trombone.
It's the trombones question.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then just, hey, when's the next rehearsal? When's the next rehearsal? When's the next rehearsal? Hey, I can't find a ride, but it's okay. I'll find a way to get there. Or hey, when's the next event? Like, we should get this guy to come out. Oh, can we talk about OYCE at this rehearsal? Oh, can we try and get Hapco? Or hey, what's this next jazz camp that I can do? Because I want to be better at improvising and all that. So now being, oh my goodness, George, he's a senior now.
Yep.
He couldn't join us today, but he did send me quite a couple messages. He's like, please tell, like on the stream, tell him that I want folks to know that what OYCE provided for him was to be pushed by his peers, by students that were older than him, to be pushed by the clinicians, be pushed by the repertoire and some of the music that we played, being pushed by some of the events that we put together, and being pushed to want to make the organization better. And George, he participated in Jazz 1, in Jazz 2, in our low brass ensemble, in our salsa band, at our All-State Virtual Prep Clinic, at the Hapco Camp. It's just so many events and opportunities that he took advantage of. George is really a shining example of what it means to be an OYCE member. We're so excited to be able to see what he brings to the table his senior year. I know that he was a valuable member of our type jazz ensemble last season and for Jazz Day this year. So George, thank you so much for everything that you do for us.
Congratulations, George, and keep up the good work.
Now, we did get an opportunity to speak with and on behalf of Valeska, but she's, again, just a breath of fresh air. This girl, she just sent me an email the other day. Hey, can you help me with All-State? Hey, can you help me set up a sectional with my fellow clarinet players at Cypress? Hey, what can I do to get better? Like, what mouthpiece should I get? What reed do I need? Hey, when's the next time we can set up a lesson? But Waleska, thank you so much.
Congratulations, Waleska, and keep up the good work.
Now, Zaire, I'm gonna let Mr. Antonio Figueroa talk on behalf of Zaire.
Not a problem. Zaire, again, he's a member of my band. I teach at Edgewater High School. He is a phenomenal trumpet player coming from our community and from our area. He has dived in deep with the OYCE stuff. He really enjoys his time being a part of this. He's happy to be able to express and to be able to talk to other members of the community in Orlando, not only in Edgewater High School, but outside of that, and be a part of these things. He really enjoyed himself in Jazz Day and being part of Trumpet Day, and has been part of a lot of the things that we've been doing for the pandemic year, and is very excited about going into next year. So congratulations to Zaire. Moving on to our next member of the year.
So Allison was one of the founding members of our clarinet choir, the mega choir, like she would like to refer it as.
How many members do we have in that choir?
Oh my goodness, I think we topped off at about 104.
It's a lot of clarinets.
It's okay, because this upcoming season, we're going to be even bigger. We got some big plans for the clarinet choir, and to fill the needs of such a big ensemble.
Yeah.
But Allison, oh my, just so positive, such a strong player, so willing to fit whatever role we needed her to fit. She came in, she's like, "Oh, I'm excited to be challenged," and we're like, "Allison, we need you on fourth clarinet." She's like, "Oh, you betcha!" Like, absolutely, fourth clarinet, fifth clarinet part, and then just nails it every single time. Always encouraging other members from her school, from her community to come out. I remember it was Allison and her brother Kyle that showed up to rehearsal, and then the next week it's Allison, Kyle, and Kyler, and then Allison, Kyle, and half the clarinet section. And I feel like next year is gonna be Allison, Kyle, and the whole clarinet section. But all thanks to the wonderful work that Allison did this year and last year, and every year she's been part of OYCE.
Congratulations, Allison. Keep up the good work.
Now, Lorenzo. Oh, Lorenzo. So, Lorenzo, it's funny because it's so hard to talk about Angel without Lorenzo. It's so hard to talk about Lorenzo without Angel.
You would think they were brothers.
Oh, absolutely. A two peas in a pod. But Lorenzo was part of our Jazz 2. He jumped in with Jazz 1. He played at our Orlando Philharmonic event. He was at Jazz Day, at Clarinet Day. He showed up to volunteer. He was at literally every single OYCE event. The ones that he needed to be at and the ones he didn't need to be at. He was there. Lorenzo, what a funny guy. It's like so funny, so laid back, but so serious at the same time. Like always encouraging those around him to be better. Our behind the scenes stage manager is just letting us know that he also won a Van Doren raffle. Right spot at the right time. And then wanted to share with everyone. Like he's just such a great student. He just graduated too, and we're so sad to see him go, but we're so excited to see some of the things he accomplishes in his new endeavors. Go kill it in college, man, and keep playing.
Thank you, Lorenzo, and keep up the good work. And congratulations on graduating. Next is Alyssa Porter.
Now, Alyssa. So Alyssa, no doubt that she was going to be one of our members of the year. Alyssa, I remember, showed up, skipped a birthday party to be at Horn Day, and not just skipped a birthday party. She went and drove an hour and 40 minutes to come to our Horn Day. Once she got to our Horn Day, she was the first student to show up, and she was the last student to leave after helping Mr. Hall and myself and the interns pack up everything that we set up. But on top of all that, what really stuck out to me about Alyssa is the fact that Alyssa had 7,942 questions to ask all of our clinicians. And then after her 7,942 questions, she had one more question, and she was like, okay, cool, what's next? Like, what's the next event? And then decided to sign up and play not horn, but trumpet at our jazz day. And I was like, oh, cool. You need me in the top jazz band? Fantastic. Oh, you need me in the second one? By all means. And then was so instrumental in just not getting herself out to all these events, but helping give rides to another 5 or 6 students from Tavares High School. So I know that Mr. Hall is incredibly proud of you, and we're so excited to have you at events, and we're so excited to see you next season. But congrats, Alyssa.
And that's what I call dedication. Thank you, Alyssa, and keep up the good work.
Now, Ian, another member of the Tavares band with Mr. Hall, our horn choir director, was present at all the same events that Alyssa was. If you want, check out on our website. If you see a picture of an awesome kid wearing a French horn bell on his head, that's Ian for you. And I feel like that perfectly exemplifies his personality and what he means to OYCE. Just so bright, so positive, so eager to learn, so ready to be present at all of our events, and so dedicated to being better at his craft. But thank you so much, Ian, for everything you did this season.
Next up.
Oh, Evelyn. Actually, we have Evelyn here ready to speak.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So Evelyn, long time no see.
Yeah.
I was literally working with Evelyn, pulling out my phone about 3 hours ago,
Yeah,
two
just
hours
about.
ago,
Yeah.
working on Allstate.
Fantastic.
I was like, "Hey, Evelyn, congrats, you won. You want to go talk to everybody on our live stream tonight?" She's like, sure." But Evelyn, so some might know her as a clarinet player, but I know Evelyn as a jazz vocalist. So, wait, I think Nadine has a nice little treat for you. But can you tell us about some of your experiences as a member of OICE?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be an OICE member since like 2 years ago, but I just scheduling conflicts didn't make it happen. So then wanted to be a part of it this year, but then COVID happened. So I've been going out to like the clarinet day events, and I volunteered at the jazz day events, and it was just a lot of fun. I've gotten a lot of good experience from those events. It was interesting at Jazz Day being a part of the vocal choir. It was it was a fun experience. Different, definitely, but I would do it again. So
Just know I'm not letting you switch from clarinet to voice.
really, oh
I know, right?
yeah,
But and not even not that long ago, I remember I sent a message to Evelyn and her parents. I'm like, "Hey, Evelyn, you want to come and scan an entire music library's worth of music?" And she's like, yeah, I'll be there." Showed up. We ate some Chick-fil-A. We scanned like 6 hours worth of music till her fingers fell off. It's okay. She can still play the clarinet.
yes,
And it's just your willingness to. Oh, there she is.
yep,
There's proof. No one can ever deny the fact that Evelyn is a jazz singer. Um, but just watching you grow and seeing everything that you were able to accomplish this year. But I have a question for you. So, what was some of your favorite experiences and memories this past season?
um, I would have to say, being able to go in and see different like people playing, like at the clarinet day, seeing the college students play in their clarinet choir. That was really fun for me, being able to see some more experienced people where I might be in a few years. And then going to the jazz day, that was fun, being able to do something different, as well as seeing all the jazz bands, since I don't really do jazz a lot. But when I can play at like school, I will go and just like sit in on a jazz class, and it's always a fun time.
But thank you so much, Evelyn. I'm so
Thank you.
glad to have you part of those events, and we're so excited to have you part of future events.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Evelyn, again. And moving on to our next member of the year.
So, Melanie, it's just like how we mentioned Angel and Lorenzo are two peas in a pod. Melanie and Evelyn are two peas in a pod, and it's so sad that they won't go to the same school anymore. But we're so excited that Melanie will get to work with the great Miss Cannon, who actually was one of our clinicians for our All-State Prep Clinic this past season. But Melanie, just like Evelyn, got thrown in to be a wonderful, fantastic jazz vocalist at our jazz day. She is in that same picture. And she was at our clarinet day and attended some of our virtual clinics and our all-state prep clinic, and was part of OYCE last year. She's the one of the few middle school students from Bridgewater Middle School, and she drove 45 minutes every week and was always there, music printed, just ready to play. And she would come up to me, she's like, "This music is really hard." I'm just like, "Melanie, you're fine, it's easy." And then next week come back and it was better, and then the week after that would come and it was better. And clarinet day, she was at UCF with Dr. Kuhn. She was on stage playing just as well as all the other students, and then got better, and then made all county, and then made all county this past year, and was always just willing to to go to that next level. And we really appreciate that quality in you, Melanie. So congratulations, Melanie.
Keep up the good work. Our next member.
Ryan. Ryan. Another member of the Windermere High School band. So Ryan came in at such a crucial point, and he helped really establish what our jazz program was here at OYCE. Before Ryan, we actually struggled getting a consistent drummer to be in our ensemble. We had all the horns and we had the bass and the guitar, but we always struggled having that consistent drummer in our ensemble. And boy, did he fill those shoes and fill them 10 times over. And not just that, it's Ryan and the help that we get from his dad, Anthony, who's a tech over at Windermere and plays at Disney and played with the Blue Man Group. So such a fantastic tandem asset to our organization. But Ryan played for all of our HAPCO events. He played at our Orlando Phil event. He played at our Jazz Day. He played at the HAPCO camp, at our small ensembles that we send out, literally anything and everything that we need. Ryan, now he's like, oh, I'm there. And not just Ryan, then he brings his massive mega drum set and he has his entire family like watching and his dad helping out and is such a fantastic and terrific player. I gave him a really, really tough chart one year. It's just like, here, let's play Rush from Cowboy Bebop. And he's like, wait, I have to play this crazy drum solo? And it's like, absolutely you do. And he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. Next week comes and just nails it. And that's what we really look for in our members. And we thank you, Ryan, for everything that all the work you've put in and all the work that we know you'll continue to put in.
Great job, Ryan. Our next. We're going to go into our Directors Award.
So our members of the year are great ambassadors of what it means to be OYCE members, but our directors, students, these are the students that not just are ambassadors of OYCE, but really shape and push the bounds of what it means to be an OYCE member. These are students that push me personally to try and be better, to provide these opportunities and provide these experiences for our members. So we have 3 Directors Award recipients this year, and I could not be prouder of these 3 members. And our first is Federico Rodriguez. So Federico played with our horn group, played with our top jazz band, with Jazz 2, he was in Jazz 3, he was in our jazz workshop, he was in our salsa band. He was at Horn Day, at our prep clinic, at our Dave Pollock clinic, at the HAPCO camp, at our Jazz Day, at our Trumpet Day. He was at every event this season and last season and every rehearsal. And when he couldn't find a ride, he found a ride. He would not leave. At our OPO event, the list goes on and on and on. I remember I got the opportunity to speak this year at the OCPS All County rehearsal, and literally right as I finished talking, I got a message through the band app from Federico. He's like, hey, what else do I need to tell these students? And literally went to every single member at the All County Jazz Band rehearsal, just like, so you're gonna be at Jazz Day, right? He's like, no, you need to be at Jazz Day. Went and asked me who every clinician was, so he can tell every trumpet player who the trumpet clinician, every sax player, down the list. Federico came up to me, he's like, so like this summer, what are we doing? I'm just like, you're going to the HAPCO Jazz Camp, and was literally present to ask Wycliffe Gordon and the world-class beatboxer and Dr. Wilson from UF, and they all came up to me and they're like, hey, so who's this Federico kid? Like, he's awesome. He's great. We want him in our programs and in our organization. So thank you, Federico, for really pushing not just OYCE, but me personally to be a better director and a better staff member to continue providing you guys the opportunities you guys so rightfully deserve. But with that being said, our next recipient of the Directors Award, the one and only Dustin Pace. And I think we have Dustin here, don't we?
Yeah, but we need to see this first.
Oh, there it is. Nadine, I need you to leave this picture up the entire time. Dustin, where are you hanging out at?
In a car. Just got home.
Dustin, where do you live?
In a house, you know.
Oh my goodness. Where is your house located, Dustin?
Blue Ridge, Georgia.
So,
Close to
and there's a reason,
North Carolina.
so there's a reason why I bring that. You know, Dustin actually flew down to our jazz day. This kid went, well, no, you drove down, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
How long was that drive?
About 10 hours.
I just want to put it out there for everybody. Dustin drove 10 hours to come to Jazz Day and was willing to drive 10 hours to be part of the jazz band this year. I don't want to hear anyone make excuses. Oh, it's 30 minutes away. He drove 10 hours to come to Jazz Day. Dustin, you're something else, dude. Dustin actually, well, and I don't usually like to say this, but he was one of my private lesson students, and he started taking lessons, 6 years ago?
Yeah. 6th
God,
grade.
you're old. I'm not old, but you're
Right.
old. Like
Yeah.
showing up with his saxophone, barely playing a B flat blues scale. Barely like showing up, like, oh, I have solo ensemble next week. I forgot to tell you, I also play the clarinet. Can you help me? I'm just like, bro, solo ensemble's next week. I can't help you. And then being able to pull off a superior, anyways. Making all county every year, being part of every single OYCE event we had. I remember I was just like, I'm gonna put Dustin in jazz too. The very first year that we had band, and I was like, nah, let me put him in jazz 1, and he played second alto in our inaugural jazz band. Went and overnight literally became one of the best student alto saxophone players, woodwind players that I've heard in a long time. Became our lead alto sax player. Then recruited an entire sax section, got rhythm section, put a combo together, went to all the Hapco stuff. Like Dustin, there is no OYCE without Dustin, man. Like, but now that you're graduated and you're gonna go be the next Dick Oates, can you tell us about some of your experiences as an OYCE member?
Oh man, it has been so amazing to see how far this organization has come from when it was an idea in your head, just wanting to put one jazz band together, to putting together all these other bands. And my greatest experience is just showing up every day and having something new thrown at me. It never became stale. Even after 2 years, going every day, we'd have someone else, teaching. We'd always have something else to cover. The love of musician just, it pushed me every single day to see that, there's really a high limit on what you can achieve if you just set your mind on something. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, like, I just got goosebumps because, and this is, I tend to be a little tough on Dustin. But this will be, it's so weird to say that next season is going to be like, where's Dustin, man? Like, I'm going to miss that cheese and face that we're going to, it's going to be, it's yeah, like I don't even know what it's going to be like without having you show up 4 hours early to rehearsal, then break a ping pong table, then that was not me. That was totally Dustin that broke the ping pong table. Then be at rehearsal for 6 hours, then stay for another 2 hours, and then for me to realize that you haven't even called your dad yet because you don't feel like it. Then sending me messages at like 11 o'clock at night, be like, we should play this chart next rehearsal. And me going, absolutely not, until I finally give in after you asked me 117 times. But Dustin, honestly, I can't say it enough. You really paved the way for this organization, and like Nadie put earlier, Dustin is OYCE, and we'd be lucky to have another student like you in the future. But keep it up. Don't suck. Be the next Dick Oates, and I'll see you at rehearsal next week.
All right. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Go practice. And then for our last Director's Award recipient, it's almost like a package deal. It's not Katie, it's the Nestles. And we actually, in the most unfortunate way, we don't have Katie here because she's too busy living her life at the FSU summer band camp. But it's okay. We have a good person to speak on behalf of Katie. There she is, playing at Jazz Day and Jazz 2. We have the one and only, the woman, the myth, the legend, Miss Carrie Nestle.
Hello.
Hey, Carrie.
Hey, how are you guys?
How's it going? I just want y'all to know that Carrie's talking to us from a hotel over at Tallahassee because she's being the world's most supportive mom, most supportive
fantastic.
mom. Like,
Well,
I feel like if you
love
have a definition of
OYCE.
like picture of a band mom, you have to.
Yeah,
But-
and there's Mr.
So
Nestle.
we don't have. Hey, Eric, how's it going?
I'm good.
How was your 2 weeks?
So Katie's not here, but
work?
I'm here. So ask me questions. I want to tell everybody how much this
Absolutely, Antonio.
Well, a lot of the great things,
Where'd you go?
what you've seen from OYCE. What are some benefits that your daughter has carried from having and being a part of OYCE?
Well, I'll tell you where we are now in Tallahassee. Katie will be playing tomorrow on the Ruby Diamond stage at the Florida State University College of Music. She would not be there. They would not be there without OYCE. The confidence that Katie has gained from not just the stage experiences she's had with OYCE, but the things that she's learned through the clinicians. We've had so many opportunities brought, to Katie that she would not have otherwise had without OYCE. Amazing world-class clinicians, playing on different stages. Even at the clinics and clarinet day, jazz day, the vendors who've come out, trying out different mouthpieces, finding what works for Katie. Everything has been a benefit, all of which I just know wouldn't have taken place without the wonderful organization that is OYCE.
We are so excited to have Katie and to see those benefits that she is excelling from, and to be able to open up these opportunities for her. It is very important, and especially in our mission statement, to have these things for our students. So we are so excited, very proud of her for being at Florida State and the summer band camp. That is a very big thing. I have a couple of my own students that are there too. So it is so great to see those things happening, and for her to have those opportunities and to be in front of some very important faces in the state of Florida and in the country and the world. So thank you again for being a part of this.
And
we have a fantastic picture.
there they are,
we go.
being the
Best supportive band parents ever.
and I personally want to say a giant thank you to yourself and Eric for all the wonderful work you guys do for us. Let me tell you, all those water bottles at our concerts and our events, that wasn't OYCE, that was the Nestle's. That generator that was outside of Jazz Day in case the vendors needed power or we needed to move everything outside, that was the Nestle's. All those snacks, those bags of chips at Clarinet Day and at our benefit concerts, and like the Timucua and Clarinet Day and at UCF and at HAPCO and all that I guarantee you that was the Nestle's. Like,
Hey,
so it's
we're glad to do it, and Jesus, you know, you're the top of our list. I remember, as Dustin said, you know, I remember when, you know, this organization was in its infancy, and Katie, I know if Katie was on the live feed, would say thank you so much for not just recognizing them with this award, but for all the opportunities, and we look forward to continuing to support and participate.
Oh, absolutely. And we couldn't have done it with the support of yourself and Eric and members like Dustin and Federico and especially Katie. So wish Katie the best of luck on our behalf, and we know she's going to kill it.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now we're going to be moving on to our administration awards. So let's get through our OYCE interns right now.
So, administration. They are quite literally the backbone of OYCE. They have a terrible job they have to do, and that's put up with me.
Yes.
They get my frantic text at 3 a.m. They get my
And at 3:10 and 3:20 and 3:30.
Oh, absolutely. They get my slew, and I have this bad habit of not one long text, but 17 tiny texts. And when I ask them to do one thing, it's followed up by another 48 things that I need done immediately. And let me tell you, they get it done, and more so. These two people that we have selected this year have gone above and beyond. They've taken it. They are the kind of staff members that when I ask them, like, hey, can you guys get this done? They're like, no, because we already did it. Like, it was done 2 weeks ago. Where have you been? I'm just like, oh, cool. Thanks. It's cool. And then they'll probably follow up. I'm like, and with this next thing you're gonna ask, we did that too. Like, and I'm like, I haven't even asked it, but they've already done it because they're just that amazing. So our first administrative person of the year is Miss Amrita Singh. So Amrita, a fun little fact about Amrita, she was actually also an alumni of OYCE. She was in our clarinet choir. She graduated from University High School. She participated in our clarinet choir, was a clarinet, got a bunch of free reads from Mentor, and then Maru was always at our rehearsals, got to work with some great clinicians. She graduated, and we're like, hey, Amrita, do you want to be an intern? And she's like, oh, what would I do? I'm just like, oh, no, you're too smart to not help me run this thing. And she was our intern of the year last year. She was at every rehearsal. She as an intern kept myself and the rest of the staff in check, making sure that we had everything that we needed to do done. Then it was a natural course to promote her up to a staff member, and as her first year as a staff member, as an administrative person of the year. She wasn't physically present at every event, but she had her hand involved at every event, making sure that the registration forms, emails were sent out, making sure that students had their paperwork done, music was being copied, scanned, put on the drive was being sent out, and making sure reaching out to staff, clinicians, like anything and everything. And most importantly, she put up with me for an entire year, making sure that if there's anything ever that I needed that I didn't even have to ask, she had it done ahead of time. And Rita, again, I can't stress enough how valuable of an asset you are. Please don't graduate from UCF so you can be part of our staff forever. But thank you so much. I don't want her to leave.
Being selfish.
Yeah, I'm being totally selfish. Like, no, stay here forever.
And we're moving on to our next one, administration of the year. will be to Eddie Jimenez. So this is a big one for us, of course. She's been with OYCE since the beginning of time. I'm for sure she's the one who came up with this entire idea. This is her brainchild. I'm for sure she has the IP to all this. She is part of the marketing team, and a lot of what you're seeing now, the live stream, what we do on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook, is all due to her excellence in this work and the behind the scenes. She always comes to the table with ideas, always has some kind of solution to those ideas, and moves the table forward for us here at Orlando Youth Chamber Ensembles. And a lot of the things that we are doing and will be doing in the future is all due to her ideas and the things that she's presented for us. And we're excited to have her and excited to continue to have her. And I'm for sure Mr. Jesus has a lot to say about her.
Yeah, I have a couple. Thanks for getting me that water bottle at the middle of the night. Thanks for those of you that don't know, she's also my fiance, and she puts up with so much, because when I come home frustrated from dealing along with OYCE, she just doesn't make our posts on Facebook. She listens to me vent. When I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, because I do that every day of my life, she's here to go, just tell me what you need me to do. When I'm running around with it like a chicken with my head cut off, she's like, did you eat today? Here's some Chick-fil-A. No pickles, because I know you hate them. So it's not just her role as a marketer, but her role as the real fearless leader of OYCE. I'm just
100% correct.
Yeah, she does all the work. I take all the credit. I like that system. We should keep it up. But thank you so much. Yes. Beautiful.
Congratulations to her. Moving on. Ensemble Director of the Year.
So, please tell me it's me.
It's not.
Oh, darn it. No, but in all seriousness, so this person, she's already been notified, and she's our first-year director, and my goodness, did she leave an everlasting impact on OYCE. We're so excited to bring her back next year, so don't worry. But she is quite literally the shining example of what we look for in a staff member and a director. She didn't just run her ensemble with an iron fist, but she also even went above and beyond to create her own initiative within OYCE. All of our health and wellness clinics, as much as I would like to take credit for those weren't my idea. These were her ideas. She was always so quick to set up a meeting, take the itinerary, even offer to pay for raffle prizes out of her own pocket, just to make sure we can enhance our member experience. But without further ado, congratulations to the one and only Miss Sierra Hill. I kind of foreshadowed this, and I said saxophones are taking names and kicking butt. Last year with Mr. Amon winning the award, and this year with Miss Sierra Hill winning the award. Saxophones, keep it up. But again, our health and wellness clinics with Heather and with Austin and Mark Zaus, all put together by Sierra. She even drafted the contract herself. She was just so that invested in the organization and with this initiative that she started. Her drive to make sure that all the students have whatever resources, saxophone player or not, is a testament to her character and her dedication to being an excellent teacher, role model, and just all around great person. So congratulations, Miss Sierra Hill.
Oh, what a wonderful picture. Oh yes, again with Ms. Hill, she's done a fantastic job just in the year of what we've gone through in the pandemic. It's always coming to the table with ideas and putting those ideas forward, again with all the health and wellness, playing the instrument and things that go along with that have been fantastic for our members and the community itself. So again, congratulations again to Sierra Hill.
Sierra Hill is the GOAT. It's LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Sierra Hill. But with that being said, that does conclude our award portion of this evening. I do want to give out one last amazing shout out, and that's to all of the clinicians that we had this year. I like to think that we have some amazing staff, some amazing intern students, and the clinicians just were really the cherry on top. Between the world famous Wayne Bergeron, Elaine Burdett, Dave Pollock, Louise Fred, Norley Garcia, Keith Coons, just Dr. Speak, like it's just so many, Dr. Warmchuck, Dr. Cook, like it's just, I think we had well over 65 clinicians this year. So if I didn't name you, I'm so sorry. But just know that we appreciate everything you did for us, and I hope to continue to work with you guys and all you amazing doctors and world-class virtuosos. Hit us up. We want to include you guys. We did. I do want to recap on some of the things that we were able to accomplish because of our wonderful staff, interns, volunteers, members, parents, and community. We were able this year with our partnership with Symphonic Underground give a professional viola to a student. We were able to partner up with HAPCO and send some students to their camp. We were able to put together our Horn Day in-person event, Sax Day in person, Clarinet in person, Jazz Day in-person event, our virtual clinics with Elaine Burdett, Katie Mess, Dave Pollock, and Wayne Bergeron. I think it was 35 plus hour-long clinics with a clinician for each student, all-state prep clinic, which had well over 350 students registered. Our partnerships with all of our partners that I would name, but this gives me an opportunity to shameless plug our website. You should totally check OYCE.org. It's on the bottom. To our amazing executive board, including Antonio Figueroa, Chris King, and Alyssa Walker. Our board of directors, Mr. Devin Bieber, Gavin Hall this past year, Mike Tabone, our education outreach consultants, Danny Maldonado, Leo Lamos, Osvaldo Quesada, Mike Tabone, Antonio Figueroa.
And of course, our wonderful ensemble directors, who I'll list the name of. But we are super excited going into next year. We have been working and are working on some extremely exciting things for our new members and our returning members. So please, if you haven't already, go ahead and register for our new season at OYCE.org and keep up with us and follow us on Instagram at OYCE_official.
Yes, bigger and better, more efficient, more streamlined, more OYCE.
And much more tech savvy now.
Yeah, thanks, Nadine. But with that, have a good night. Thank you all for being part of us and part of this event. And